That's better. I'm okay now. Right, good morning. Not such a nice day out there for being locked in, but I'm going to sound really old fogish now, but the gardens really need this rain, so I'm absolutely delighted. A couple of days, nice gentle rain, fill my water butts again, and all will be good with the world. Right, this morning I thought I've been doing a lot on florals over Zoom with a friend of mine, and I thought I would do a floral here today. So if I move that a little bit, you'll be able to see it better. Okay, so what I thought I'd do is the enamel jug. You know, we've all seen them, you know, the old ones with the white enamel with the little blue rims or blue handles. Now I thought I would pop in some tall flowers, so I thought of some sunflowers, a couple of sunflowers, and perhaps a couple of alliums, just to give some real colour to it. Now I don't normally draw, I normally do freehand, but because these are florals and because there's got to be a bit of balance to it, ta-da, my drawings. I don't know if you can actually see them. It's pretty pants because I'm not a very good drawer, but I'm a better painter. The brushes that I'm going to be using, you normally would use the big Bob Ross brushes, but again, because I'm doing florals, it's got to be a little bit more elegant, a little bit more delightful, precise. So I shall be using these acrylic flat brushes, which are from the Donna Dewberry range. They're actually for acrylics, but I've found that as long as you wash them, clean them, dry them, they work really, really well with oils. Okay, colour wise, what I've done, because again it's florals, you don't need the stiff Bob Ross ones that we need for the landscapes. So basically what I've done is, because I did a practice picture yesterday, so these are what's left over. So it's like a dusky pink, a rose pink. I had to mix up a mauve purple colour because I don't appear to have one. That's a Van Dyke brown, alizarin creams, and this is a sap green and a viridian green. I'll add a little bit of yellow into it to make it a brighter green, a little bit of black, Prussian blue. I've no idea what that one is. It's a sort of a turquoise colour. Good morning, Pete. How are you? And Kirsty, I hope you're all well as well. I could do with being locked down with you at the moment. It's all a bit. And these are various yellow colours. There's yellow ochre, a bright yellow, a lemon yellow, again oranges, and a couple of reds. So basically what I've gone through is, over the years people have bought me various oil colour sets, and this is using these up. Okay, so if you've got anything left over, go ahead with it. Right, I'm going to start with this bigger one, which is a 3/4 inch flat, and I'm going to start with a little bit of this blue, or the turquoise, just a tiny little bit. I don't want very much at all, in fact hardly any, and I'm just going to pop a little bit in here for a little bit of colour. Now for those of you who don't know my painting styles, I have put a little bit of liquid white on here, but I've put such a little amount that I actually ended up rubbing most of it back off again, because I don't want a great deal. I don't want it dulling the colours, so maybe I should have used a liquid clear instead, but I've used liquid white. I'll work with it. And for those of you who don't know what liquid white is, it is a white medium, very, very thin, and all it does is make the canvas nice and slick so that we can mix on the canvas. So it's getting lighter as I'm running out of paint, which is what I want. You can mix on the canvas as we go, as opposed to as working ourselves to death on the palette. Okay, so that's giving us an idea of some light, a little bit of something in the background. I'm going to add a tiny touch of green, very, very light, so that I can put some green in here to suggest that there's a little bit of foliage. What colour ribbon would you like me your hair? Yeah, I know, Pete, I could really do with it. It's getting long, isn't it? Trouble is, I was supposed to get my hair cut the week after we locked down. So it really is growing and growing and growing. Right, I'm just putting a little bit of colour again in here. Not much, because I don't want it to be too dark. But we do need to suggest that there is some foliage. We'll highlight some stuff later. A little bit of foliage behind these flowers. Now I've missed a little bit there because that's going to be my sunflower. I want to keep the sunflowers fairly pure. So I'm going to try and clean my brushes. Now I'm going to have to use kitchen paper because getting the linseed oil out, I couldn't get the lid off, and when I got the lid off it spilt everywhere, so I've got linseed oil all over my studio carpet. See, it happens. Gemma, hello. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is, with a 1/2 inch floral, do a little bit of, tiny little bit of oil, which I'll put on there. Just, I'm having to keep drop down because my towels are all sorts of places. So I'm going to use a little bit of the blue, tiny little bit of blue. I'm going to try and bring this to a point, so I'm going to need a little bit more oil than that. Can you see all this okay? There we go. So bring my brush to a point, and here is my blue rim. Okay, now I don't need to do the back because I'm going to have flowers in it. Now some of these jugs have got white handles, some of them have got black handles. I'm doing a bluey black one. So we're going to take it from around here somewhere, come up, bring it down and around, and then attach it. It comes from the lip, so it's attached to just below the lip, and there's my handle. Like I say, I'm not particularly bothered about how brilliant or otherwise the jug looks, because what I don't like I'll cover in foliage, and also it's the flowers that are grabbing the attention. Okay, so I can't believe how much colder it is. Actually, yesterday when I came in, I lit the fire. So I'm going to, and that's the first time I've done that in a long time. So I'm going to outline this in a darker colour just to give an idea of a little bit of shadow. And we'll bring that in because there will be a little bit of shadow here, because there's a bit of a, if you remember, there's a little bit of a sort of lippy thing, dent, well not a dent, I suppose it's a crease where the jug goes round. And then we'll come around the bottom, like that, and I'll come down like that. Now obviously, because I'm not very good at drawing, it took a couple of times to get the handle where I wanted it. So right, and then we'll just carry on. It's hard because it's white, but we'll just add a little bit of shadow. So the light, which we'll need to remember when we're doing the flowers, it's definitely coming from that side. Okay, and then yes, I know we've got a little bit where the light is coming, but it's white on white, so we do need to show that the old tub is round. So we'll just bring a little bit in behind the handle, just a little bit. No. And that's basically all I'm going to do for the jug. What I am going to do is take a little bit of brown and a little bit of the yellow ochre, so it's the Van Dyke brown, the yellow ochre, and very lightly we'll set it on a table, and it's just going to be on a wooden table. So all we're going to do is brush that over, leave it streaky because it's a wooden table. There'll be knots and all sorts of things in it. And we'll cover that like that. So we've got the different colours. There we go, like that. And then because the light's coming over that side, we'll go back into this grey that we made, and we'll have a little bit of shadow thing going on, which will be about like that somehow. Okay, there we go, we've got a bit of a shadow. Now what I am going to do also is take a little bit of the brown, a little bit of the orange, just a bit, because it's not a new jug, and we're just going to put in the fact that it might have a little bit of a rusty bottom. Haven't we all? A little bit of rust here and there, just showing up, perhaps down here by the handles, that's where the water would gather, and that'll be it. That's all we're going to do with the jug. So now we can leave the jug alone. Sharon Blackledge and Lauren Cliff, hello ladies, welcome to my world. And Lauren, I can't believe you did that bungee jump. My goodness me. Rather you than me, but then that's why you did it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we'll start with the sunflowers. We're going to put some sunflowers in first, because I need to get that in and then we'll get the leaves. So I'm going to go straight into the brown. Now I had a sunflower facing away over this side. So as it's facing away, it's not going to be a circle. It's going to be something along those lines. There we go, it's a bit flatter there. We'll add a little bit of dark in the middle, because that's where, now we're actually doing it's amazing what you come up with in lockdown, isn't it? I'm actually doing, with two people, I'm doing my own family and with some friends, we're doing a who can grow the biggest sunflower, but because I can't get the sunflowers out to everybody, I'm growing them in my garden. And one that is doing it with me, one of my friends, her little boy found out that on the sunflowers you have over 1,000 seeds, and there's like something like, I think it was 60 or 600. There's an awful lot of different varieties. I thought a sunflower was a sunflower. I've got a pack of 6 different sunflowers, but my goodness me, I did not realise there was quite so many. So that's nice for us when we're painting, because then if people say, oh, that doesn't look like that sunflower that I saw in the field, you can go, oh, well, this is a different variety. And we'll take that. Okay, so from here, we'll do some leaves going up. I'm going to stick a little bit of white in so that they stand out. And all I'm doing is I'm actually going between the yellow and the yellow ochre, so that I've got more than one colour. There, that's better, on my sunflowers. And I'll vary it. Okay. some are coming over as well. It's coming out the back and going straight up. That one could do with a little bit more. There we are. And we'll do that one coming in as well before we do a couple that are coming out. Okay, so that's my sunflower. Do these a little bit more defined. All I'm doing is placing the brush down, dragging and twisting. Alright, so that I've got sort of sunflower shaped. There we go. Right, I think I might do him another one there. Okay, I'm quite happy with him. So I won't get rid of this because I'm now going to do the second one. Now he is a circle. Okay, so I'm tapping in. Now this is what, this is a Donna Dewberry scruffy brush. But you can make your own scruffy brush by cutting down a longer brush so that you've just got lots of little bristles that are harder. Okay, so we'll go around this. Now we'll need, again I drew the sunflower shape in because I know sunflowers you need to be a circle. Okay. Again, a little bit of black for the middle because that's where it's darkest. Again, make sure you've got a bit of a circle, feed it out to the flower. Okay. Again, now you will notice I do say okay a lot and I apologise for that, but that's just what I do, I'm afraid. That's my little filler. Okay. So we'll start straight up and turn. Straight up, overlap and turn. Keep going back, refill your paint each time. And the brush I'm using is a 1/2 inch flat. And this one's actually, it says Boldmere on it, so I don't know where I got this one. But if you're an artist, you know, you just accumulate loads and loads of brushes over the years. Okay, so we'll do another sunflower there. Hi Vicky, it's our Slimmer of the Month. Hello Vicky. I'm fine, how are you? Missed you yesterday on the Zoom thing. Mind you, I nearly missed it as well. Vicky and I both go to Slimming World, and because we're not allowed to meet, we do online Zoom meetings, which are working quite well, but because there's not many doing from the Sutton Bridge branch doing it, they've amalgamated the Long Sutton and the Sutton Bridge branches, and as a consequence they've moved the meeting to Tuesday. So I was sitting quite happy watching the news, and then hubby put on something else and I was sitting watching that, and all of a sudden I realised 7 o'clock had come and gone, and I joined the meeting at something like 7:20. So I did get there, just took a while. But I think it's a really good idea actually. Everybody's finding different ways to carry on with your normal life, which I think is great. Okay, now I'm dragging in a little bit of the brown, which is good because that then shows your sunflowers growing in, and it's always darker at the corners. Okay, right, so I think I might do a few in between. Drag the brush up, make sure it's flat when you start. Drag it up. We'll have a few more leaves. Fill the colour back in. I might put a little bit of brighter yellow in it. Totally forgot, yeah. it's easy done when they've changed the day on us, because Vicky and I go on a Monday, and they changed the meeting to a Tuesday, so yeah, it's easy to forget. Okay, don't worry about the fact that I've gone over there. I will sort that out later. Right. I am thinking I perhaps should have put in the colour that the green stem behind first, but hey ho. Right, so I'm going to go back to my scruffy brush, back into the brown, and then tidy up the bottom of all these leaves by going round. Leaves, they're petals. See, I am a painter, I am no florist, I am no botanist. I don't know the right words for them, you'll just have to go. And there we have a huge sunflower. So what I would like to do now is grab the green, variety of greens. That's a little bit too, I think I'll add some white to that, because the sunflowers aren't quite that green. Then I might add a little bit of black, dull it down a little bit of white. There we go, that's more of a sunflower colour. Okay, so in behind here, I will have to patch it in behind the flower. I really should have done that first, shouldn't I? But hey ho, as we say, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Okay, so the little stem, that'll come down about here-ish. So we just drop that. Now they're quite thick stems, so we'll hang that one down there, and then this one is going to come there and there, and we'll hang that down, bring it back up, and there we are. Okay, so there's two. Now what I will do is from there just doing what I call a wiggle leaf. Now a wiggle leaf, you literally do a wiggle, and then you come from the outside down, and then from here and then you draw it out. So that's my wiggle leaf. I'll do another wiggle leaf from here up there and come to bring it down. And there, this brush is a little bit too soft for that. There we go. Okay, there's a couple of leaves. Now I'm going to change a slightly stiffer brush, and I will use the number 12 flat. Nessie, Claire, Sarah, my goodness. Yay, I'm getting a crowd. That's good. How you doing, Nessie? As a frontline worker, are you okay? Okay, we'll now do the alliums, and I'm going to do a few, before I do that, I'm going to do a few little stems coming down that are going to have various leaves on them. So we'll do little slider leaves, which will go there. We need to, oh, that was clever, Ruth. It's okay. The beauty of oil paints. Those, if they don't come off properly, I'll turn them into leaves that have fallen off. There we go, sorted. Okay, so going back into the greens, we'll have a couple coming down there, because these will have flowers on. Okay, various colours. We'll add a little bit of that blue, a little bit of black, a little bit of white, a little bit of all sorts, and they can come up behind. Okay, and then you just add the stem. Give a little bit of background colour. Right, now my allium, I'm going to start with, where's my mauve? Here's my mauve. I'm going to start with a complete round circle. Okay, that's one. And I'll come back and do another one. Oh, morning, Pippa. How are you? Oh, you would come along to the one where I'm doing the sunflowers. Now there's the thing. I'm going to do another one here. And we'll just do the circles. Okay, then I'm going to get this one. Just add some white, keeping this brush. And then basically we add them out till it's a circle. Because alliums, I've only started growing them last year before. They're like big puffballs. They're amazing. Okay, and then we'll come out lighter. Tapping. They do have to be a circle though, guys, because they are a circle. And there's an allium. And then we'll go back. I love a sunflower. I know you do. And there's Pippa runs a little local cafe, and it's absolutely full of sunflowers. It's absolutely delightful. And it's also good, full of really good food, as my boys will testify. Right, but unfortunately, as are many things in the lockdown, it's actually shut at the moment. Although she's doing free, or not free, but she's doing pickups from her home, which is really good. Right, so there we are, two pom-poms. Take my colour, my stems, again they're a sort of like a grey-blue colour, but they do come straight down and into the pot. Now I'm going to do it quite lightly because it does actually, in this one, I'm going to bring down around and about here, and that will come down into there as well. And I'm taking the green up a little bit into the actual flower because the flower itself does have, it's quite, I've done them a little bit more solid than they actually are. But there we go. So now let's get some other colours in here. Let's get some more stems, leaves, because I do want to put in a few daisies that are hanging around. So one will be there. I have one hanging down there. Have one out there, and I think we're pretty much there then. So let's get the daisies done. Again, I think I want my slightly stiffer brush. I love sunflowers. Got sunflower painting. Oh, that's right. When you bought it when I lived in Warrington. That's right, Kirsty. My goodness, I'd forgotten about that. And you've got a few of mine now, haven't you? Which is lovely. Do like repeat customers. Okay, so now we're doing white. And I'm going to put in a few little daisies that are just hanging around. I can't see that, so let's make them pink daisies. I'll add a little bit of pink. And I've got pinkish hue to them because otherwise you can't see them. Where did I do that one? There it is. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and then across. In fact, I'll put another one in there. Okay, that's 1. I have 1 here, 1. Now the stroke that I'm doing is basically pushing. Okay, using the shape of the brush. Don't worry that you get other colours into it. Where did I just do those? There we go. Where you get other colours into it. Okay. There's another one, because these are just colours, flowers that are just going to fill in. That one's facing us. I'm doing one a little darker. Do one over here at the end of this one. There we go. Put a little bit darker. There we go. Have him there. Do one round here. Just wipe the, I'll wipe the brush off. We'll do another one here. I think it needs a bit more white. There we go. There's one there. I think I'm going to do a blue one, just because I can. There we are. Okay. Do another one sticking up here. Okay, that one. What other colour should we do? Let's go into the pinks. Oh, now what I was going to do before I get too carried away, because it's yellow, I thought it might go well with the sunflowers if I did, coming out the back, if I did some forsythia, because that's, so that one, I'll have that one coming up this way. Right, so I need my little thin brush into the black. Jake, making it a family occasion. Nice to see you. How's it all going with your... Lewis tells me you're gaming. Not right this moment because Lewis is at work, I think. No telling. Okay, so we'll go up. There we are. This one will go out that way. Because forsythia's got like one main stem and then it just goes up. So maybe I'll actually put another one to come in there, just to give the whole thing a little bit of height. Okay, maybe bring that in. Bring that up, bring that up, there we are. Okay, there's a few more. So now forsythia has got, taking the yellow, going into the brighter yellows. Okay, so forsythia is very much a 1, 2, 3 kind of thing, 4 tops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just little nodules of colour on the sticks. Was one of my mum's favourites. She grew it in the garden. But I just thought it would go, I'm going to add a little bit of white, come stick out. I just thought it would go well with the rustic kitchen look. There we are. Again, a little bit more white. And then we'll have one on the top here. There we are. Perhaps another one. Do we have one here? Yeah. Okay. Perhaps I'll put another one there. There we go. A little bit of forsythia, just to add a splash of colour and to tie in with the sunflowers. There we go. There we are. Oh, it's losing a bit of its brightness, so we'll add a little bit of lemon. There we go. And it's got it back again. There we are. 1, 2. There we are. Come down here. Just more, because there would be some coming up just behind the sunflowers. I'll do one there. There we go. A little bit more. Okay. And if anyone is interested in painting lessons, or you'd like to buy the painting, everything is on my website. I can do virtual lessons, which obviously will be considerably cheaper because you'll be using your own products. But we can do a lesson over Facebook, or we can do Messenger or a Zoom lesson. There we go. So if you fancy getting your brushes out, if it'll help you, because I'll tell you now, it is so calming. Okay, and with that, oh hang on, I haven't got the little dots in the middle. These flowers haven't got any centres for the honey, for the honey bees. Can't do that. Give them a little bit of a centre. There we are. Oh, and the blue ones. Can't forget those. Don't know what they are. They're rather large forget-me-nots, I think. It's my painting, it's my world, I can do what I like. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's given you some ideas to perhaps get yourself painting. Like I say, I have everything on my website. I have everything, lessons. You don't need the big Bob Ross brushes to do this kind of painting. So let me know. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back. Sorry, I have to concentrate because I'm just doing my signature in the corner. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you'd like me to paint for next week, please let me know. I will do my best, because the last couple of times it's actually been people's suggestions that I have done the paintings for. So let me know. Have a great week. Again, like I say, if you want to learn to paint, I'm available, rbart.co.uk. If you want to buy the paintings when it's dry, this will be on there, along with all my others. Again, they rbart.co.uk. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next week at 11 o'clock again. And the hair will be even longer then, Pete. All right, take care. See you soon. Bye.